How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, this video that I'm doing is real serious, really serious, and I really pray that many will watch this and please share it. We are past a crisis mode. One thing is, I have been saying that, as you start making these videos and digging into various articles and doing the research that we do, we start finding out a lot of things. And our royal babies are killing themselves. And I ain't never seen nothing like this, where these children, they're in elementary school. And when I was doing my research about this, there are so many articles that it just make you just pull back and go, wow. And I know sometimes some people may wonder why I don't do certain videos. It affects me so bad, but I know others, we got others out here that will do it. And wow. Just bear with me, this is hard. So anyhow, my royal family, you see here where it says Congressional Black Caucus launch emergency task force on Black youth suicide and mental health. And so they had announced this April 24th, 2019. They did keep their word. Many of us is critical of the Black Caucus, and rightfully so. And today, Taraji P. Henson gave an emotional testimony to Congress on mental health among Black youth. This is a national crisis. It is serious, and it is very disturbing. Where you got children, they ain't even got 10 years old yet, and they are successfully killing themselves. And so I learned some things about Taraji. I knew some things, but I learned some more things about her. She has a foundation. And this is when you take advantage of being a celebrity and getting the funding that is needed to take care of whatever issues need to be taken care of. And she gave a very powerful, emotional statement. And so we're going to listen to it, and then I'm going to present y'all her foundation and everything. And so let's just get into it, because I don't want to break all the way down. I want to make sure I'm very clear in I'm getting my message across to the royal family. So we're going to listen to a portion of it, which is 6 minutes.
Talk. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for having me here. I am here out of necessity. I founded this foundation because there was a problem. My father passed away in '06. 2 years prior to that, my son's father was murdered here in Washington, D.C. That's trauma, not only for my son, but for myself. when he was becoming a young man, not having his important male figures to look up to call upon, questions about becoming a young African American male in America. How does that work? What do I need to do? We didn't have it. And I noticed we started having some issues. It was time to seek help. When it was time to look for someone who I felt I could trust and also my son could trust, it was like looking for a unicorn. And I called my best friend, who is the executive director of my foundation, the Lawrence Henson Foundation, Tracy Jenkins. And we started doing our own research, and it dawned on me the reason why we don't have a mini psychiatrist, not that we don't have them, that they're not easily accessible, is because we in the African American community, we don't deal with mental health issues. We don't even talk about it. We've been taught to pray our problems away. We've been demonized for coming out saying we have issues, and we have trust issues. I need the person sitting opposite from me when I go seek help for my mental to be culturally competent. And if you're not culturally competent, how can I trust you with my deepest secrets and with my vulnerability? So this foundation was founded, like I said, out of a necessity. I also, before becoming an actress, successful actress, I was a substitute teacher. I opted to teach special education children. When I got my credentials and I started to go out into the world and sub, I got sent to Crenshaw, and I thought I was going to a school for special needs kids. And when I got there, I was in a room full of all black young males labeled special ed. None of them were in wheelchairs. They could all speak, they could walk, they had all of their facilities. As I stayed in the school, I started talking to the young men. Of course, I started finding out that they were going home to parents, no parents being home. One kid was found walking along the train tracks, wandering, no parents at home. One kid was arrested for stealing, just merely wanted to eat, needed something to eat because there were no parents at home. At a 7-Eleven, he got caught stealing. Just things were not right with me. That sat with me and it bothered me because I'm raising a young black man. And when I proceeded to try and teach these young men, they believed this label that had been placed upon them. I'm special ed, Miss Henson, I can't learn that. Another thing that bothered me was children normalizing shootouts. I got to school another day, and kids are grabbing me by the hand and they're going, Miss Henson, look, there was a shootout last night, pointing to the bullet holes in the walls of their school, laughing. We're expecting these children to come from traumatic experiences at home, and we're expecting them to go to school and learn, and it's just not fair. We can't give up on our kids, and I think that's where it starts. I think we implement mental illness or mental health as education in school. It needs to be a subject, just like sex education was, a physical education. We need to talk about it. The more we talk about it, the more people will feel like they can talk about it. I really don't know how to fix this problem. I just know that this suicide rate is rising. I just know the ages of the children that are committing suicide are getting younger and younger. It breaks my heart to know that 5-year-old children are contemplating life and death. Sorry. That one is tough for me. So I'm here to appeal to you because this is a national crisis. When I hear of kids going into bathrooms cutting themselves, you're supposed to feel safe at school. I'm here using my celebrity, using my voice to put a face to this, because I also suffer from depression and anxiety. And if you're a human living in today's world, I don't know how you're not suffering in any way. I mean, if you turn on the news, that's PTSD right there. We need each other. This is me reaching across the table, trying to lend a helping hand in the best way I can. We have to save our children.
Thank you.
All right, my royal family. I have the entire video here. It's almost an hour. And that was quite touching, because behind the scenes I have talked to a few people about this, about our royals killing themselves, not wanting to live. And I can remember, being 5 and 6 years old, and I just all I wanted to do was play. And we are definitely at the end times, because I often say that last stretch, because I said, recently that we've been pushed off the cliff. See, we're dealing with some deeper, special dynamics. And the number one is racism. And I have often said what we are doing with our royals is gift wrapping them and sending them to the devil. And they fuck them up. And I often say, I personally have been affected by the system. You have. We have. All been affected. And we got royals. They're around us all the time. If it is possible, take them, get them away from them. Get them away from them. These babies. We think because we, get a couple extra dollars, move to the suburbs, that, oh, okay, everything gonna be cool. They don't like us. And as they are dying off, they clearly see who is still standing. And I keep saying, just our sheer existence pisses them off. And the ultimate goal is to damage you, or is to damage our royals. They are not kids. I don't want to hear that over here. They are gifts to us. I look at our royals at like a diamond that comes in many different shapes. And then it is our duty and responsibility to sculpt it and polish it. Most precious stone. And we have just hit that point. And I do believe in the power of prayer, but there has to be action with prayer. And there has been a stigma, and we all know about it, put on us about having mental health issues. The syndrome that they put on black women. You're like the superwoman. I will not take that label. I'm a woman. I can't be all these things, because it can be too much. I've had my breaks. I've dealt with a lot. I have shared it. I have been candid. You know, I have dealt with a lot of death. And I'm still grieving, but I must continue to push on too. So it helps. It's therapeutic for me to speak to the royal family and be candid, and we help each other. But aside my personal stuff, our royals are killing themselves. And the enemy is at crisis state too. And so that's just an extra layer in this war that we got to worry about our royals, and we have to address their immediate situation. Something I talk about often, like a broke ass record. I know some people get tired of me saying it, but it's a reason why I say what I say. You know, these babies are going through stuff and being dismissed. You'll be all right. Nah. I've often said that I was an unusual child. And I think, yeah, placing people in my life that would listen to me. I've said to y'all, my royal family, in this last stretch, these royals will be revealing many things to us. And we need that information in order to get to the kingdom. And as you get older, you are affected by the system. These children are quite wise. And can you imagine, before you turn 10 years old, you're looking at life and you're looking at all these isms and all this hatred towards us. And then the bullying that the children deal with, and they just say, you know what, I'll take myself out. Fuck it. But what my psyche can't get past is that they successfully eliminate themselves. I remember this young man. He waited till his mama left the house to go to the store. And he hung himself in the closet. And he kept getting bullied over and over. And you keep sending them back to these fucking schools. They're not gonna do nothing. We are a set apart people. You have to keep in frame of mind you are raising future kings and queens. They are not supposed to be amongst heathens. These things that I speak, I'm not saying that to pander to you. I'm dead ass serious. And these babies, they're going to lead us up out of here. So we must address their immediate situation. I'm going to leave it there, my royal family, because, oh, it's just so much. So, Taraji spoke beautiful. She had way more to say. This is her foundation. I'm going to put the necessary links there. Talks about her father and many other things here in regards of her foundation. People can donate to as well, but we must get this out. This is our duty and responsibility. This truly is. And we must do our due diligence. And I strongly encourage the royal family to just click on this link and you can listen to the rest of it. Wow. These babies. Go back over here. It's a national crisis. So it has to be dealt with immediately. Don't wait for them to come to you. You go to them and just talk. Don't be judgmental. I listen to my royals, even though they're all adults. I don't impose my will on them. I want to hear what they have to say. And I'm not hung up on how they saying it. And I keep it very core. I talk to my children about anything. And they can ask me anything. Leave it all out there. Sex. Talk about sex. Healthy sex. I'm going to put that out there. You don't want these children getting diseases. And showing them how to properly protect themselves. I was a teen parent. So would I sit up here being a contradiction? I keep it core with them. I always start with me. I didn't make all the right decisions. But our babies need us now in this war. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.